Nowadays, mid-range smartphones come with remarkable cameras, capable processors, and many other interesting things inside. But in this competitive, price-sensitive market like Nepal, can the Samsung Galaxy J7 Duo stand tall in the competition? Let's find out in this review. But before we start, do hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so that you can get regular updates whenever we upload a new video. So let's get started. We have seen quite awe-inspiring upgrades in the J7 series over the years. The last year's J7 Max and J7 Pro smartphones had a metallic body and they felt quite premium on the hold and on the use. However, in the J7 Duo, Samsung has opted for a removable plastic back. Yes, the removable back with the accessible battery may be beneficial for someone, but I still prefer the unibody metal construction. Having said that, there is a metal frame which adds to a sturdier build. Also, look at the bezels at the top and on the bottom. This gives vibes of a traditional smartphone and I didn't find it attractive by any means. And the 5.5-inch Super AMOLED panel is only HD. Since almost all the smartphones in the similar price range are opting for FHD display with a taller 18:9 aspect ratio, the presence of only HD display got me disheartened when I first looked into the specs. However, on the use, I didn't find the lack of sharpness on the phone. With the Super AMOLED panel, the display looked vivid with darker blacks, brighter whites, and impressive color reproduction. And I was pretty satisfied with the display of the J7 Duo during the course of the review. Furthermore, the smartphone also comes with a decent amount of brightness. I didn't find any trouble on viewing and reading the content on the screen even in bright daylight. But it was really sad to see the lack of ambient light sensor on the smartphone. I find it really annoying to adjust the brightness every now and then. Now, moving on to the performance, we have always complained about Samsung opting for average processors, but that is no longer the case with the J7 Duo. Samsung has finally provided the powerful Exynos 7884 chipset on this handset. With the 14nm architecture and Cortex-A73 cores, the performance of this chipset lies somewhere between the Snapdragon 630 and 636 chipsets. When the benchmark scores of the J7 Duo was compared with the Xiaomi Redmi Note 5 AI, the J7 Duo was not far behind the Note 5 AI. Not just in benchmarks, the Exynos 7884 is also a capable performer in the real world. It does the tasks assigned to it quite smoothly and gracefully. Graphics-intensive games like PUBG, Dead Trigger 2 and Asphalt 8 were playable with a remarkable fluidity. Multitasking was also a delightful experience on the phone, all thanks to its ample 4GB of RAM. Now, on the software side of things, the J7 Duo comes with Android Oreo out of the box. And the experience comes with numerous bloatware as always. But not to worry, most of them can now be uninstalled pretty easily. Some of the pre-installed apps are even redundant and seems like they are only there to challenge the Google ecosystem. So, I found most of the pre-installed apps clunky and I uninstalled or disabled almost all of them. But among all, I find myself using the S-Health app the most. The app is very handy for the users who are conscious about their health. The app basically focuses on tracking the wellness of the users by estimating the calorie intake, water intake, calorie burned, etc. on any given day. Now, we all know that Samsung has always been remarkable in the photography department, and same is the case with the J7 Duo. This time, there is a dual camera of 13 megapixel and 5 megapixel. If you ask for the quality, it's top-notch with abundant details in the images with decent color accuracy. The shutter speed on the device is also really snappy, so I did not find any issues regarding shutter lags. Also, the smartphone is quite deliberate on capturing images with high dynamic range. Since there is a dual camera setup at the back, the first thing that the setup cues is portrait shots. The portrait images can be taken from the phone by selecting the live focus option. When I tested the live focus feature, I was impressed by the way it performed. The setup blends in the subject details and depth information so smoothly to provide impressive bokeh effect. I found edge detection issues on rare occasions. And such issues were not much of a problem since Samsung has provided the feature to readjust focus area and blur intensity in the portrait images even after taking the shots. Up front, there is an 8 megapixel camera for video calling and selfies. The selfie shooter does not possess beauty mode, but images seemed beautified with enriched skin tones and smoothened facial skin. Despite the beautification, the sharpness remains intact, so the images remain pleasing most of the times. Despite the presence of a single camera, the selfie shooter also captures portrait selfies. The bokeh selfies look great, but since the feature is a result of software tweaks, the edge detection is not entirely accurate. After taking numerous portrait selfies, I found a greater accuracy in the close-up selfies with only few faces on it. The Samsung Galaxy J7 Duo has a 3000 mAh battery. And with an HD Super AMOLED display and a power-efficient processor, this phone gives you a screen-on time of around 4.5 hours. While this might suffice the needs of a moderate user, I often had to put my phone on charge in the evenings. With the smaller battery capacity, it took around 2 hours to charge the device from 0 to 100% with the stock charger of 5V and 2A. So, to sum it up, the Samsung Galaxy J7 Duo may not be an all-rounder phone, and we cannot expect it to please all kinds of audiences. The HD resolution, the outdated design, and the small battery capacity are not justifying features in this price range. However, this phone packs a capable processor and a good set of cameras, which is very impressive. These days, due to users' indulgence in social media and graphic-intensive games, they are often found looking for a capable processor and a good set of cameras. And we believe that the Samsung Galaxy J7 Duo can easily fall in the choice of such users. So that is all for the review. Tell us what you think about the Samsung Galaxy J7 Duo in the comment section below. I am Pratima Adhikari, and I'll see you next time.